Alright. In this episode, I got DJ Fleg on my side from the USA, so check out this episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
What's good, y'all? My name is DJ Fleg. I'm a b-boy DJ producer from the US, from Baltimore, and I'm here in Bad Buchau, Germany, hanging out with my homie Marco and doing some events out here. I'm about to go spin an after party, but for a few questions, I can hang out and let you know a little bit about DJing. I focused on that at the beginning, and so I've been digging for records for years, maybe 17, 18 years of looking for records. And then on top of that, even before I was DJing, I was looking for those records. And then I tried to mix those up, things that I'd found that I thought were dope, with things that sounded newer. And then some of those things that were newer ended up being stuff that I had produced. So I'm a b-boy. I've been dancing for 20 years now. And so with that time and experience, I kind of figured out what do people like to dance to, and there's a big range. But for some of the things like the hard battle beats, I sort of understood what it took to get the dancers really hype, and then I started to make those beats myself. So that's why I'm known in the breaking world, and it's because I did those. And then I put all those beats on mixtapes, and the mixtapes were like boom, boom, boom. Like some other mixtapes would have a song that was dope, and then one that was kind of lower energy, whatever. And the way that I made my mixtapes was so it was like constant, high energy the whole time. And that's, from those mixtapes, I got more known, and then I did more mixtapes and more and more. And because of that, that's sort of how I'm in the position I'm in now. However, some people at breaking events also might know that I DJ pretty good party too. I DJ a lot of house music, I DJ hip hop, reggae, stuff like that. So it's, you're right, I am known most for that. But again, it's just because of how the question's written, I have to sort of rephrase it a little bit and say that, okay, some people actually might enjoy when I play at a club more than a breaking battle, because they don't want to hear a bunch of break beats, but they know that I can play in a club and it sounds good, and so they might really enjoy that. So I think it's important to say that I'm a DJ. I DJ. That's what I do. And so if I'm in a breaking battle, I do what's appropriate from there. If I'm somewhere else, I do what's appropriate from there. Hopefully, and not always, I make mistakes a lot, but hopefully I do a decent job. And then the people in the club think I'm just as good as the b-boys and b-girls, think I'm good at a jam. The difference is there are a ton of club DJs. There's only a few break DJs, relatively. So that's the answer to that. The DJ for dancers, I think you just have to understand what their mentality is, and everyone's mentality is a little bit different, but usually in types of dancers, like all breakers or all stand-up dancers or all house dancers, are going to have a mentality and a preference for sound. So if you figure out some of the preferences for their sound, but then you figure out the range of the preferences of their sound. So for instance, if I'm DJing for just b-boys could like this over here that is a really organic beat that's just a band playing. They might like hip hop, they might like a produced beat for breaks, just like made for b-boys and b-girls. So you have a range, and within that range, it's about balancing and figuring out what you can do to mix the two or to mix the three and all those types of music together, but then in doing so, you make it seamless. So it doesn't sound like a big switch. You slowly go from here to here to here, and you kind of take people on a journey, and maybe take them on a journey, but within the music that they're familiar with. So maybe that's a way of thinking about it. In general, that is sort of a no-brainer because it comes back to just being a DJ, and all that means is playing music and understanding the crowd. And even if you have never seen this crowd before, like I'm in Germany right now and I play for people that have a totally different basis for music. I know a lot of people like hip-hop, but it's Germany, so something's going to be different from the US. So I have to read the crowd. I have to have a lot of possibilities for songs I could play. I play a song, okay, how did that go? Okay, they're feeling a little bit, let me do, if you like that a little bit, let me try try this one. Okay, they like it a little bit more. And then I do that until I catch them. By catch them, I mean you really have them, they're really into it, everything is seamless. From there, then you can start to surprise them. But so being a good breaking DJ or stand-up DJ, whatever, it all is just about understanding that audience. And even if they're foreign to you and you might not be used to playing for them, you just have to watch them. Just slowly notice what they like, what they don't like, and that's how you become a better DJ. But that's ultimately what makes a good DJ. So for certain events, like Red Bull events, or maybe events that Red Bull is live streaming, they need to play music that doesn't have licensing issues. So James Brown track, if you were to play that, they would say, the people that own the licenses to the James Brown music would say, oh, cool, you want to play James Brown in a battle? Pay me $30,000 per every time you play it. And so that's way too high. And because it's so high, there's become the need to have people create music for the breaking battles that is specifically used for them, but that also they can get for cheaper. So maybe they buy a beat from me for 500 euros, 1,000 euros. That's way cheaper than getting something else that's super expensive. So because of that, they're like, you can't play, some of these battles where it's live streamed, they say you can't play this other music, whatever you want. You have to play licensed beats. So if I'm a DJ and I have my certain taste in music, I'm going to want to play something that I like. Some of the stuff that they have, the beats that are, cleared to use, I don't like. So because of that, that's at least one reason why I started doing production, was to make stuff that I like, that I thought was good. And because I know how to produce in general, I produce some of those beats for Red Bull competitions, for whatever, other just beats that I could say, beats or songs that I could say, this is mine, you don't have to worry about the licenses. So it's become more and more of an issue in the last couple of years with the Olympics coming and things, more competitions getting bigger and bigger, and then at a really high level like the Olympics, it's going to be an issue. It's going to continue to be an issue. So expect to hear a lot of produced beats, like it or not, unless someone else wants to put up the $30,000 per track. But that said, there is efforts by myself and others to produce not just beats but whole live bands and get tracks that are from bands, because that's what we're used to dancing to, is live bands that were recorded. And I think that's important as well, to balance it and try to, even within the licensed music, put that stuff in there. So for instance, for BC1, I made 3 tracks, 1 Latin funk, 2 like regular funk tracks that were all live band. And I don't think people notice it, or maybe they don't care, but I am, and so are some other people like Fusic, trying to add some live music into those license, the license-free music, or the music that is used for Red Bull or other big competitions, because we need a balance. I think sometimes DJs play their own beats and they're not good producers, to be honest. And this isn't about them, it's about the scene, and we should hopefully have more of a balance of, you can play some produced beats, but you should also, even in a license-free environment, play something made by bands. And hopefully more people will understand that, and we'll get more recordings that we can use in the future, because like I said, we're gonna need it. Yeah. In general, I grew up my whole life in music, playing instruments, other things like that. If you want to be a DJ, you should make sure you understand music. And of course, as you go on your journey, you'll get better at it and you'll understand it more. But I guess my point is, you have to absolutely love music. If you don't love music, don't start DJing. And I mean, like, love it. So I understand some people want to play like, oh, I want to play for a battle and this or that. To be honest, we don't need that. We don't need that in the world. We need DJs that love music, and in their love for it, sure, they could do a battle, but like I said, overall, they're just a good DJ, meaning they've done their research, they have a lot of passion for it, as I have a lot of passion for it, and they are able to bring something new, and really add something to the scene. So I guess that's like, it sounds a little mean, but it's not. It's just about, this comes from seeing people come and go. I understand people want to get into DJing, but it's like, if you do, cool, take it very seriously and really learn music. So everyone's like, oh, I'm DJing. What should I get this equipment or this or this? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I've seen people kill it with vinyl. I've seen people kill it on like you could kill it on an iPhone. I've heard people on iPhone do dope shit. But the point of either one of them is they know music. Someone can't just get on an iPhone and be dope. They have to understand music. And if they do, they'll do maybe something really good DJ set on an iPhone. Someone who plays vinyl, just because they play vinyl doesn't make them better or worse. They have to understand music. So if you say 3 points, it's really not that. There's 1 point, and it's figure out, maybe it's like 2, but figure out the type of music that you're most interested in, because everyone has to have a focus. And after that, it's really educate yourself, educate yourself on the music, dig for the music, find something that everyone else isn't doing. That's the only thing. So basically, if you want to become a DJ, learn more about music, straight up. That's it. Everything else you'll figure out. Matching a beat, that stuff relatively is easy, but having your own sound and having taste in music, that takes time. So that would be my advice. Big shout out to Break to Teach YouTube channel. Super dope to have a lot of interviews of different people in the hip hop and breaking scenes, whether it be the dancers or the DJs. It's important perspective to have, because sometimes we don't hear from the dancers or the DJs in an interview. We just see them and we see what they do, but sometimes getting into their head and figuring out why they do what they do or how they do it can help everyone understand better and maybe become better at what they do.